Hello, everyone. I'm back. Here's hoping we can get things going. I'm gonna load the save game that we got. Let's see. I hate this going back and forth on our thing, but let's see if there's anything that we missed on this side of things.
Whoa! Somebody must have thrown the emergency brake.
The question is, did somebody throw the brake? Or something?
Oh, Joe, now you sound like Lori.
Hey, I was the first one on the scene, and I saw no one.
Who was the next person on the scene?
John Gray. Then Balducci came bursting through one door while Frank and the engineer came through the other. Boy, was that guy ticked. He said the train could have derailed. He reset the brake, muttered a few choice words, then headed back to the engine just as you and Lori showed up.
Everybody was there except Charlena. I don't think she left her laptop the whole time.
Do you think she could have thrown the brake and snuck back to her laptop without your seeing her?
Not likely, but possible, I guess.
The question is, why? What did she or anybody else stand to gain by stopping the train?
Answer? Nothing. Which is why I think we should at least consider the possibility that something less human in nature may be at work here.
Ah, Joe.
I'm going to see if Balducci's done dusting for fingerprints. Catch you later.
I was just headed back to the... I wasn't planning on triggering it. But we're going to talk to...
What's up?
I found Lori safe and sound in the caboose, so I guess those vibes you got about her being in serious trouble were wrong.
Strange. My vibes are never wrong. What's even stranger is I'm still getting them. So maybe they're not about Lori. Maybe they're about you.
Me? I'm not in any trouble.
Trust me. Either you or Lori is, or soon will be, in big trouble.
Could you be more specific?
Unfortunately, no.
So are you making any progress in here?
Oh yeah, not only am I getting some real unusual EMRs, that's electromagnetic readings, but take a look at this.
You've got something?
I set up a camera and took some time-lapse photos. Sometimes I was in the room, sometimes I wasn't, but somewhere along the line, I managed to get a shot of Camille.
Where? You don't mean that little blob, do you?
Yep, that's Camille.
Okay.
You're skeptical. That's cool. Just remember, the key word when it comes to ghostly phenomena is energy. That blob is the result of Camille's residual life force, spirit if you will, reacting with the chemicals in the photographic paper.
Couldn't it just be a flaw in the photographic paper?
Okay, it could be that too, but it's not. Trust me.
I saw a bunch of weird glowing lights outside the window of the sleeping car.
Really? Actually, I'm not surprised.
Charlena said Jake Hurley used to see them too, only he attributed them to his dead wife, Camille.
They're probably some form of piezoelectricity. See, my guess is quartz crystals in the ground are being compressed as the train passes over them, and the resulting voltage, called piezoelectricity, is manifesting itself as glowing lights, probably because of some quirk in the train's shape or in the composition of the metals used in its construction. It was custom built, remember.
So So it's a natural phenomenon, not a ghostly one?
Take it from me. Old Mother Nature is capable of some pretty scary stuff.
Well, I'll catch you later.
Take care.
That's actually quite interesting. I'm not gonna try anything else. Here. That. And
Well, it's the little lady detective. What do you need?
I found Lori. She was hiding in the caboose.
Oh, yeah?
She disappeared because she wanted to see who'd find her first, which is why she left that clue behind.
That slug? I mean, I knew that slug was a clue. That's why I gave it to you. I mean, I could have found Lori no sweat, but I thought, hey, why not give somebody else a shot? And you came through. Nice job.
Thank you.
But look, from now on, if you come across anything that may have something to do with Jake Hurley in his mind, let me know, okay? Just so I can, give you advice, help you sort things out. After all, the opportunity to work side by side with a world-famous police detective doesn't come along every day, you know.
How did you and Lori meet?
We met at a party in New York. Nice girl. Not a lot upstairs, but nice girl.
She seems to have a thing for your eyes.
Yeah, she always told me they were... I mean, she told me once that she thought they were very, brown.
I think they were,
What do you think happened to Jake Hurley?
He probably died trying to work that mine of his all by himself. But I'll let you in on a secret. I'm onto something that could crack this case wide open.
What did you find?
Sorry, can't go into detail. Let's just say that thanks to yours truly, what happened to Jake Hurley won't be a mystery much longer.
Did you find any fingerprints on the emergency brake handle?
None that were any help, thanks to Casey Jones up there. I told the old geezer not to touch anything, but he went and got his big, fat, oily paw prints all over the place. If we didn't need him to drive the train, I'd charge him with obstruction of justice.
Did you do anything else besides look for fingerprints?
Of course. As a matter of fact, I found this. Probably fell out of the perp's pocket while he was yanking on the handle.
Looks like some kind of thermometer.
Yeah, like the kind a certain ghost hunter uses on that bogus show of his.
You think John Gray threw the brake? But why would he do that?
Because they're thinking about axing his show, that's why. I checked with this buddy of mine in L.A. Gray's got to come up with something real big real soon, or he's toast. And you can't get much bigger than a train with a spooky past that's prone to strange accidents, now can you?
Have you confronted John with your suspicions?
All in due time. I always like to get my ducks in a row before I make an arrest.
You're going to arrest him?
Hey, the train could have derailed. We're talking reckless endangerment, attempted assault, maybe even attempted murder. John Gray wanted publicity. That's exactly what I'm gonna give him.
Do you think I could take a closer look at that cougar statue?
What, that cigar clipper? Go ahead, take a look.
I'll bet I need this stone to build that thing in the diagram I found. But if I remove it now, Tina will know I'm onto something. Interesting. I just wanted to get a good look at it, that's all.
What else can I do for you?
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Helping people's what I'm all about.
Oh, there's a warping right here. No. See what I mean here? There's like a deformity in the background. I kind of feel like there's something behind here. The main reason I'm doing this is so I can, because I want to know. I want to know. Can you solve it? I want to know about the stranger's land. There we go.
Yes? I hear that Tino and you used to be an item.
How did you know that?
I'm a good detective, remember?
We went out a couple of times, yeah. As for why we stopped going out, you'd have to ask him.
Do you have any idea who threw the emergency brake?
I know exactly who did it.
How do you know?
Well, who else could it be? Camille. None of us has any reason to stop the train but Camille. She doesn't want us to find Jake's mine, so she's going to do whatever she can to keep its location a secret.
Did you see something?
Well, no. But I'll tell you what. Your friend, that Jim Harley guy?
Not Jim, Joe Hardy.
Yeah, well, he thinks it's Camille too. He just doesn't have the guts to say so.
I'll come back later.
Keep me posted.
Okay, so see, when I see word search, I don't think of that.
Guess I'm done. Strange. All that's left is a jumble of letters.
Okay, that's done. I wouldn't have needed any help at all on that, except for what I'm gonna just with.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
How about a hint?
You bet.
Any idea how to open the old cigar box I found in Jake's car?
I think it would be a good idea to periodically check Jake's car. It might help to know what AG means. And to check out all the drawers in the car that's in front of the caboose. Color me in total agreement.
All right. Thanks for the tip.
No biggie. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
How about a hint?
You bet.
How do I move that painting of the eagle that's in the dining car? It doesn't seem to want to budge.
There's something in Jake's car that can handle such weighty matters. But to use it, you need to take a good look at that painting and a good look at what's hanging in Camille's car, and then match a picture to a number. And even then, you're going to need a way of arriving at that number, which means you're going to have to start picking up slugs. Ew. The metal kind of slug, Bess, not the slimy kind.
Okay, thanks a bunch.
You're welcome a bunch.
Goodbye.
Okay. So I've set picture to I need it in here. B. R as in never. E T.
Jake's mine must be somewhere on this map, but where?
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, Beth.
Hey, what's going on?
How about a hint?
You bet.
How do I get that compartment on the stove open? I could use some advice.
Take a real good look at the numbers and icons on that sampler in Camille's car, paying particular attention to which number goes with what icon. Then remember what you saw, head for the scale in Jake's car, and see if you've got enough coins to weigh in on the solution.
Excellent. You guys are great.
We know.
See ya.
Yeah, so... where doohickey is 4 and Duck is 4 and I believe we don't have either one of those. Oh. Oh. I should have put 2 and 2 together there. Because I'm stuck. I was stuck. This is important. On, we gotta clear it up. Bring. Aha. I'm gonna see if I can get it.
Wilson carbide and acetylene works. Always your friend, Thomas Wilson. Looks like a pattern for some kind of dance step. Maybe I'd better keep this.
I wonder if there's a puzzle close by here.
More pipes to connect. There, all done.
Okay, let's go ahead and call them again. See if they can give us an info of something to do.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
How about a hint?
You bet.
Okay. The eagle. Useful. Mainly doing this because I'm looking through all this and it's stuff I either can't do or don't have the ability to do yet. I don't have all the gemstones I need. Well, that is mainly because people are occupying the spaces I get them. Compartment on the stove. Don't have the slugs. Found a piece of sheet music. Guy's still doing his readings and stuff. Dance music, dance step pattern. That's a possibility of something I can do. Maybe the painting, but we'll. But we're opening the camera. One there. So the eagle. I don't see any eagle. Eagle is two. Just straight up two.
Never mind. Bye.
So what do I have? I have 8 minus 7, or 8 plus 7, and I have 3. There's nothing I can do that will make that a 2. Was I supposed to click on the shoes? Let me double check that because I don't check that right. maybe if I call them now.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
How about a hint?
You bet.
Okay, so I gotta figure out what it is that I didn't do.
I still don't have all the gemstones I need. Help.
If you head into the dining car, you'll probably see the light. As long as things are looking up, you will.
Excellent. You guys are great.
We know.
See ya.
Hmm.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
How about a hint?
You bet.
I still don't have all the gemstones I need. Help.
The good news is, one is in Jake's car, right by Tino. The bad news is, one is in Jake's car, right by Tino.
Excellent. You guys are great.
We know.
See ya.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
How about a hint?
You bet.
I found a piece of sheet music, but the question now is, what am I supposed to do with it?
I'd set it on the piano, play the tune that's written on it, and see what happens. But since I can't read music... Told you not to quit piano lessons. Yes, Bess. Anyway, if I were you, I'd take a good look around Camille's car. Maybe she had a book or something that tells how to read music. Or wind up that steeplechase game again, listen real hard to the tune you hear, then try to play it on the piano. Good idea. With any luck, the tune that plays during the game is the same one as the one on the sheet music.
All right. Thanks for the tip.
No biggie. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
How about a hint?
You bet.
What do you think I should do with a dance step pattern I found?
When you're in the caboose, head for the part of the floor that's divided into squares. And once you've got your dancing shoes on, follow the pattern and put your feet where it tells you. If you're a good dancer, I'll bet the doors to all sorts of opportunities will just fly open.
All right. Thanks for the tip.
No biggie. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Mainly just following the hints, guys, because I have no clue what to do. Some of the things that I'm innately thinking...
Nancy, you missed it.
Missed what?
The argument of the century.
Joe, he's exaggerating.
Aw, come on, you heard them. They were ready to tear each other to shreds.
Who?
Charlena and Lori.
All we heard was the tail end of it, and unfortunately, we really couldn't make out what they were saying.
So you don't know what they were arguing about?
No.
But whatever it was, both of them were absolutely out of their minds, livid.
And it would probably be a good idea to find out why.
Let me look into it. I'll talk to you later, okay?
You know where to find us.
More questions?
Would you like to see the letter that Lori gave me as a reward for finding her?
The one in which Jake Hurley supposedly tells his niece how to find his lost mine? No, thank you. I happily leave it to you to try to solve the mystery of his disappearance. You can afford to look foolish, dear. I can't.
Do you have a theory as to who pulled the emergency brake?
Well, I know it wasn't me. I assume it wasn't you, and I highly doubt it was Lori. So that leaves those two friends of yours, Mr. Gray and Mr. Balducci.
What do you think their motive was?
I don't know about your friends, but perhaps those other two simply thought it would be fun. Boys will be boys.
What were you and Lori arguing about earlier today?
Lori and I? We weren't arguing. We were simply discussing a topic about which both of us are passionate, that's all.
Were you discussing her wanting to be a romance novelist?
No. And even if we were, that's really none of your business. I know that sounds harsh, but really, Nancy, eavesdropping is so tacky.
Actually, it was Frank and Joe Hardy who overheard you. They said I should talk to you before they gave me all the gory details, but since you obviously don't want to tell me your side of the story, I'll just have to get the scoop from them.
No, you don't have to do that. A storyline that Lori submitted to me found its way into my last book, despite the fact that she never received compensation for it. She's reading the book now, and when she got to that part, she freaked.
You stole one of her ideas?
She had no business sending me unsolicited material. But technically, yes. Now, legally, she can't prove anything, and I'm certainly not about to admit anything, and it's not as if she needs the money. But that's what we were arguing about. For what it's worth, I'm going to talk to this producer I know to see if he'll cast Lori in his next movie. It'll help ease my conscience, and who knows? She could wind up being a star. I mean, she is blonde.
Were you able to find the name of Jake's train engineer?
I came across 3 references to the fact that Jake had an engineer, but I'm afraid none of them included his name. I failed. Sorry.
Aren't you even going to try finding out what happened to Jake Hurley?
No time. The only reason I haven't insisted that Lori release me from all this silliness is there's always the possibility that what happened to him has the makings of a bestseller. although I highly doubt it.
Why are you so sure that Jake's story wouldn't make a bestseller?
His story is an all too common one. A man wanders off into the desert in search of gold and never returns. Why? He either doesn't have enough food or water, or he encounters hostile natives.
But why was his train found out in the middle of nowhere with just the dead engineer on board?
That does make the story a little more interesting. My guess is the engineer got tired of waiting for Jake to return, took off in the train to get help, and died of a heart attack along the way, after which the train rolled to a stop in Blue Moon Canyon. Anyone experienced enough to single-handedly run a steam engine would have been quite a bit older than Jake.
What do you think happened to Camille?
She probably died of something mundane like pneumonia or even measles. Now, if it was wintertime when she died, and they were in the mountains, Jake no doubt kept her body on the train for months before he buried her, which is rather delicious in a morbid sort of way.
Well, I'll let you go.
That would be nice.
Yes?
Bye.
Keep me posted.
The 3rd of November, 1901, from somewhere in Colorado. Dear Ruth, I know that we've never met, but now that your father, my estranged brother, is gone, you are my only living relative. I am writing to you to tell you about my mine before I, too, depart this earth, and its location is lost forever. I cannot tell you outright where it is, lest this epistle fall into the wrong hands, but with the information which follows, and with my train, which shall be yours upon my death, I promise that you'll be able to find it. First, you will need a map. To obtain it, know that my travels have taken me all over this great country, to towns which can be difficult to find, to Calico, Silverado, and Central City, to Dodge City, Virginia City, and Tombstone. To locate the mine on the map, you'll need my projector. When it comes to placing the stones, you'll need to ask someone who holds a warm place in my heart. I have stored his name accordingly, but to retrieve his name, you'll have to give the dolls an order. This will require looking inside Camille's dancing shoes for the name of their maker, and wearing the shoes as you perform her favorite step on the dance floor. As for my beloved Camille, she has 4 words for you, words which, when translated into numbers and used in combination, will help power my projector. But alas, she's taken them with her to her grave. So go to Copper Gorge, Colorado, and pay your respects, and let some of her goodness rub off on you. I promised Camille that this train would always be her home. In return, she promised to never leave, and indeed she never has. People say I'm crazy, but I've seen her, and heard her, and feel her presence on the train even today, 20 years after her untimely death. So above all else, my dear niece, let nothing happen to my train. It holds wonderful things. Kindest regards, Jake Hurley. Guess Camille liked to collect dolls. Wonder how you're supposed to get this open.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
Lori gave me a letter that Jake Hurley wrote to his niece, telling her how to find his gold mine.
If Lori knows where the mine is, why doesn't she just make a beeline for it?
Because apparently Jake was too paranoid to tell his niece outright where it was. So he filled the letter with all these weird, obscure clues. I don't think Lori could make heads or tails of them. I know I barely can.
Sounds like when he lost his wife, Jake may have lost a few marbles as well.
The name of the company that made Jake's wife's dancing shoes is too faded to read, but to find Jake's mine, I need to know what it is.
Hey, I know what you can do. Take a picture of them with your cell phone, then send it to us, and we'll check them out for you.
But I thought you guys had to paint Bess's room.
Boring. Besides, we're going to have to take a break soon because we're almost out of paint. Probably because Bess has gotten more on me than she has on the walls. Anyway, send us a picture of the shoes via cell phone as soon as you can.
Actually, I already sent you a picture of the shoes.
Well then, hey, we're on it.
Ah, you guys are the greatest.
I know. Need anything else?
Charlena and Lori had this big, huge argument, and you'll never guess why.
Lori called Charlena a hack.
No.
Charlena called Lori an airhead.
No.
Bess, she doesn't really want you to guess, okay? Tell us, Nan.
Well, it seems that Lori sent Charlena a bunch of story ideas, one of which Charlena used in her latest book without telling or paying Lori.
Charlena stole something Lori wrote? That's incredible. No, the fact that Lori wrote something that Charlena thought was worth stealing. That's what's incredible.
It makes me think that Charlena is a lot more devious than she appears.
Yeah, better keep an eye on her, Nan.
Just goes to show you guys if
I discovered this cabinet full of old dolls in the caboose.
Old dolls make my skin crawl. Whose were they?
They belonged to Jake's wife, Camille. Jake mentioned them in his letter to his niece.
They could have been Jake's, you know. I mean, they never had a child of their own, right? So maybe after Camille died, he went a little bonkers. Oh, Bess. Hey, I'm just trying to think outside the box here, okay? Something it wouldn't hurt you to do from time to time, little Miss No Imagination. You know, maybe I'll just put this paintbrush down, walk out that door, and let you do this all by yourself. No! You've got to keep painting. If I don't get this done by tomorrow, I'll be grounded for a month. I was just kidding about your imagination. It's wonderful. You're wonderful. Very, very wonderful. That's more like it.
How about a hint?
You bet.
Never mind. Bye.
Hello?
Hey, Bess, it's me. Got the name of those dancing shoes yet?
Still working on it.
Catch you later.
Okay. Well, George, back to work.
I've done some of these things out of order, so I'm trying to figure. literally these are the next thing that I can do, or the so I'm gonna go back and try it one more time, and if I can't get it right, I'm gonna have to continue to do some. She's the third down. She's the second down. Put her here. Um. He's supposed to be here. And she's supposed to be here. Hmm. That's not right. No. Okay. Uh, literally, that's the reason it's not. The only reason it's not working is we haven't found a freaking clue. That's it. I have the right order and everything. But we haven't found the freaking clue, so we can't.
That must be the projector Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth. I need a spyglass. If I had a spyglass, I'd put it right here. I need a lamp.
Let me call.
Hello?
Me again. Just checking to see whether you were able to find out the name of those dancing shoes yet.
Your wish is our command, but hang on to your hat. The name is a real mouthful. The shoes were made by Chaussette Chateauyantes, Chassettetes, Chatoyantes. That's French for shimmering socks. Apparently, if you were into dancing in the 1870s, that was the company to get your shoes from.
Chaussette Chateauyantes. Got it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for letting us help.
I better go.
Okay.
Literally, that was what we needed. That was what we needed. And now we can get the dolls. And, yeah. So we now know exactly what to do. And we're gonna plop. We're gonna plop. We're gonna plop. 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 Literally the same. Same stuff. So we're gonna see, hopefully, what's in that hatch and what is in that, what is behind that painting. Hopefully. Do we have a tool? Yes, we have a tool. So we can. The ego assist. Hmm. One and two. Oh, and it is. Except it's not. I wonder if it's. I think the duck is.
There! With any luck, I just opened the stove in the dining car.
There we go. Now I want to see what's behind that stove before we leave.
James Thurston.
You might want to know.
More questions?
I should get going.
My publisher thanks you.
Hey, how's it going?
Balducci wants me to share everything I find out about Jake Hurley with him.
I'll bet he does.
He just doesn't want you to show him up again.
Yeah, he wants you to do all the legwork so at the last minute, bam, he can swoop in and grab all the credit.
I wouldn't tell him a thing, Nance.
Unless it's to get lost.
I think I know the name of Jake Hurley's engineer. James Thurston.
Great! What else do you know about him?
Well, nothing.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, finding out more about him will give us something to do. We'll look into it.
Tino found one of John Gray's thermometers by the emergency brake handle and is getting ready to throw the book at him.
John Gray threw the emergency brake? Why would he do that?
Tino thinks he did it to hype the ghost factor and make it sound like he was onto something big so the cable company won't cancel his show.
I still say there's less to all this than meets the eye, if you get my drift.
I get your drift, Joe. I have lived with your drift for years. I am saddled with your drift.
All right, all right.
See you in a bit.
Sounds good.
So Lori pushed that button, slid the shelves open further, squeezed through, and disappeared. Very clever.
I know we're going back and forth a lot, but there's nothing to do here on this train except go back. I thought I saw a grill in Camille's carriage. With all the dancing and stuff. But I wasn't sure until I looked, because I do a couple, because some of these are complicated.
Yes?
Guess I better get to work.
Keep me posted.
Okay, I can still access that, which makes me wonder. Stumbled across some things earlier than you're supposed to in the game. So I'm sorry about that. North Kings. Who is Ruth?
Hey, glad you stopped in. You gotta listen to this.
What have you got?
I put this digital recorder in the corner where Camille showed up in that picture and turned it on so it would just keep recording. Now when you play it back at normal volume, all you hear is background noise. But when you turn the volume way up and run the signal through a filter or two, hear that?
I hear something. It kind of sounds like a woman singing.
Not just any woman.
Camille.
So be careful what you say in here. She's listening.
Are you by any chance missing a small digital thermometer?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. When I went through the box I'd packed them in, that one over there, I came up one short. I was hoping to set up at least 6 in here so I could check for cold spots. How did you know I was missing one?
Because Tino Balducci found it by the emergency brake handle when he was dusting it for fingerprints, and now he thinks you're the one who pulled it.
That's ridiculous. I didn't have any reason to pull the emergency brake.
Is it true that your show is in danger of being canceled?
Newsflash, my show was canceled. Happened last night. But what nobody knows yet is that it's been picked up by a major TV network. Not only am I still on the air, but I'm sitting prettier than ever. Any other questions?
Were you in this room the whole time prior to that emergency brake thing?
Of course not. I made a couple of trips to my compartment in the sleeping car to get more equipment. But did I get an overpowering urge to pull the emergency brake while I was there? No.
I'll let you get back to work.
Pleasure talking to you. Sup?
Thanks for the chat.
Goodbye.
I'm pretty sure he pulled it. I'm pretty sure.
Glad you dropped in. Lori told me she'd given you a letter from Jake Hurley that says how to find his mine.
I didn't mention it before because it's very bizarre.
Lori should have given that to me. I mean, I'm the trained professional around here. Let me take a look. I've seen enough. 2 words. Useless. Those are just the rantings of a guy who spent way too much of his life swirling mud around in pans under the hot sun. 5-star nut job.
You don't think there's anything helpful in there?
Nada.
How come you told me you and Lori never went out, and she told me you did?
Don't you ever stop asking questions?
When people start answering them honestly, I do.
I dumped her, okay? I'm not proud of what I did. I'm not happy about what I did, but it's done. It's over. Now let's drop it.
If you didn't want to dump her, why did you?
You are incredibly irritating, you know that? I dumped her because people said going out with her would make me look bad. Said she was a joke, that no one took her seriously. Said if I started hanging with her, no one would take me seriously. So I stopped calling.
But you didn't stop caring.
No. Now take a powder. I don't feel like talking anymore.
Aww. When in doubt, talk to the people. So let me see see if, based on the conversation I've had with, you know, Blue.
Yes?
I'll come back later.
As soon as you figure it out, let me know.
Like I said, part of the issue is that I'm in so much trouble because I discovered a few things before I was.
Sup?
Thanks for the chat.
Pleasure talking to you.
Taking car.
More questions?
I should get going.
All right then. More questions?
Well, I'll let you go.
My publisher thanks you.
Hey, how's it going?
Were you able to find anything out about Jake's engineer, that James Thurston guy?
Good news and bad news. The good news is he had a wife in Copper Gorge, so he may have had children.
The bad news is our internet service provider stopped providing before we could use our cell phones to find out anything else.
That's okay. We can do more checking when we get to Copper Gorge.
Right.
Now I'm gonna go to the menu and I'm gonna save my game again. And I'm gonna call it menu. And now I know I've got it, so there we go. And I'm gonna end this episode here. This will be premiering, but the day after that. Because tomorrow will the first part of this particular game, and it looks like we might be finished with this in 3 parts, looks like, because this is literally the destination that we've got we're going to end up with. Like I said, let me know what you think hello, how am I doing? Do you want to see more? Do you want to see less? What do you want to see? I'm literally at the moment trying to end finish a bunch of games that I've already got on, not on my PC but in my library, that kind of thing. And I wish you guys best day ever, and I will see you in the next. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Bye.